machines, the controlled big tech, controlled media, all of these things. So Toronto is where Dominion is located. In addition, Canada's treasonous Prime Minister, criminal against humanity Justin Trudeau, has been caught training communist Chinese troops in winter warfare tactics in order to prepare them for their invasion of the United States. And this news was broke by Rebel News, Rebel Media, what is it? Rebel News, I think it's rebelnews.com. And they got a hold of some previously secret government documents and were able to expose all this. That story has broke big over the last few days. Yes, it's all true. China sent troops to be trained by the Justin Trudeau government in Canada, and their goal is to invade the United States. This means that Canada, or at least Canada's government, not talking about the people of Canada, but Canada's government allowed a corporation to function in their country, a corporation that was involved in rigging and stealing U.S. elections, in other words, involved in cyber warfare activities against the United States of America. And at the same time, Canada was training communist troops whose intention is to invade and overthrow the United States. Canada, as a country, the Canadian government, is engaged in provocative, aggressive warfare activities against the United States of America. Justin Trudeau is a globalist. He's bowed down to the globalists.
Trudeau's meeting last week with a group of Toronto women was an example. Even with Sun TV watching for any slip, he was asked which country he most admired and referred to China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China because their basic dictatorship.
He hates Trump. He hates America as it stands, but he loves the Chinese, and he's doing everything in his power to allow Canada to be used as a kind of a beachhead or a staging location so that China can invade the United States. Well, under the 2018 executive order, there's a section that almost no one has noticed. This section, remember, this is at whitehouse.gov. It talks about the executive order opposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference in a United States election. And here's what it is. It talks about punishing foreign countries that were hosting any of the activities involved in this cyber warfare or alteration or attacks upon our elections infrastructure. And then it offers sanctions that the President Trump, may invoke against those countries. So Trump may invoke this against Canada. And here it is, quote, proposed sanctions with respect to the largest business entities licensed or domiciled in a country whose government authorized, directed, sponsored, or supported election interference. Which is exactly what Justin Trudeau did, is that Trump can choose Canada's largest bank and sanction that bank, basically boycott it and cut off all transactions. Trump can choose Canada's largest defense company and cut it off, boycott it from all business with America. Trump can choose Canada's largest energy company and so on, largest technology company, largest transportation company. I don't know if they had any large transportation or energy companies or whatever, but I'm sure they do. I don't mean to be flippant about that. I just don't know. But Trump can choose those largest companies and basically make them pay the price for the crimes of the Canadian government under treasonous globalist Justin Trudeau. And I believe, more importantly, I believe that Trump is preparing these sanctions against Canada. And that would be huge. Even though the people of Canada are good people, but the government of Canada is an enemy government. They are enemies of America and enemies of human freedom, which is obvious in the fact that the Canadian government locks down their own citizens, making their own citizens prisoners of Trudeau's insane tyranny. Take away all their guns, just passing gun restrictions all the time. Canada doesn't have a Second Amendment. Although I hope after all this is done and Trudeau is no longer in power because he's, been prosecuted or something like that, then maybe Canada will realize, hey, we need a Second Amendment too. We need a Second Amendment in Canada. Sorry, I can't help myself. It's about time to have a Second Amendment in Canada.